Yo, yo, yo. What is up? We're doing a special midweek pod for you guys. There's a lot going on. I am angry. I am pissed off. Guys, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great.
Yep, life is good. Harry Kane's back. Life is great.
Life is not good right now, guys, but welcome to the Three Amigos Footy Podcast. We are back. So let's get started. Ronaldo is going to Manchester City, apparently. What is this? What is happening?
Football is happening, mate. Football is happening, mate. I mean, City's just a bigger club in Manchester at this point. That's all I kind of get out of this.
From a purely objective standpoint, Ronaldo is reaching the end of his career. Pep just wants to win the Champions League before he takes his alleged break in 2023. And
I saw that.
I think if Ronaldo has any bit of like top class form left in him, it would help. It would help Manchester City. Putting like tactics and like how he wants to play aside, I think Ronaldo's. I feel like it'll work for both of them. It's a win-win.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Ronaldo going to Man City, of course. Yeah, what a great thing.
Purely objective.
Purely objective, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of the player that City's been wanting, right? They wanted that number 9 that could stand up their big body, they could throw crosses in, score goals. And Ronaldo's definitely that player. But to change gears on a serious note, Ronaldo's a disgrace. He's turning his back on the team and the city that made him by going to the blue side of Manchester.
You are turning your back on Sir Alex Ferguson, who made you. He gave you a promise that you could go to Real Madrid after if you stayed one more year, and he came through on that promise. And you are going to turn your back on being a United legend just to go play for Manchester City? Literally, let me tell you something. Coldplay performed at the Etihad. They had way more fans than City have ever had. Have you ever seen a sold-out stadium? That was the only time the city's had a sold-out stadium in their entire history.
Doesn't Coldplay own the attendance record at the Etihad?
They do. Because you know why? Manchester City are a shit club, man.
Because they deserve it.
They are not a club. They have no history. Ronaldo, you're about making history.
Okay.
I reckon all the 5-year-olds in Manchester are about to become City fans.
In technicalities, right? I think for a concert, there's a lot more seating than there is for a football game.
I don't care. Manchester City, y'all don't have fans. Y'all don't have away fans. Ronaldo, if you leave, you are turning your back on the greatest club in England.
Yeah.
You are turning away everything that you have made. You are the best player in the club's history. Debatably. Not even debatably. I will say this. You are the best player Manchester United Football Club has ever had.
Yeah. I mean.
And to do that just for a year move in the twilight of your career to go play for Manchester City? Are you serious right now? Are you serious? Like, this is ridiculous, man. They didn't even want you. They wanted Harry Kane before they even wanted you. And now you're going to go just because you're miserable at Juventus? This was your fault. You're a disgrace, man. You're literally a disgrace.
Do you think there's anywhere else that Ronaldo could have gone? I mean, yes, there's
Barcelona?
Also other places he could have gone. That's true. But I think right now this just makes the most sense for him.
Barcelona?
Ronaldo just wants to – he doesn't want to end his career like lightly. He just wants to win something. And I think this made the most sense for him. I don't think he's happy at Juventus. I don't think he's been happy for probably this past season. And his best chance of winning anything will be at Manchester City. And I think Jason's right. It was kind of the kind of signing that they wanted. So
yeah, I mean, I would have loved, like in this situation, I would have loved to see him go back to Portugal, maybe spend a couple years at Sporting where he started his career. But I don't think Ronaldo's that type of guy. He wants another Champions League.
He's not ready to do that.
Yeah, I mean, he has another year or two at the top level. There's really not another club that would be willing to pay his wages and pay the fee that Juventus wants. So
this is literally like, let me put this in an analogy. This is literally like the girl you've been waiting for breaks up with her boyfriend, and she's like, I want you. I'm ready for you. Let's go. And you dated her beforehand. And you're about to go over to her house, and you're about to spend time with her, and you're going to get your chance to get her back. And then she's with your best mate.
Yeah.
This is what this is.
Yeah, but better analogy. your high school sweetheart moves away for college. You guys break up. She gets married. She has fun. Whatever. She moves back to your hometown. She hits you up. She says, "Hey, we should hang out." And then you find out she's going to date your best friend. That's kind of what's going on, right?
Well, question: which one is worse? If Ronaldo had gone to Man City, or if he had gone to Liverpool? Because I think Liverpool is the bigger game. It's not a derby technically, but it's probably the bigger rivalry.
You don't go to either. I don't care.
It's just tough because I think like for footballers at the top level, it's kind of like
there's not a lot of options. I agree.
It's also kind of work. And there was in 2013 came out that Wayne Rooney was thinking about moving to Chelsea because Chelsea were better positioned to win things, which could have been a good move for him for his career, but also like.
But he was washed up by 2013. That was his last good year.
Yeah, and he had given so much to Manchester United, but I think United fans would have hated him for leaving at that point. It's just kind of like. It was kind of business, and I think right now in the twilight of his career, it's kind of business.
I think that the business side of it definitely has a part to play, but I also will say that Manchester United's board does have some guilt, or they're going to take some blame, guys. Like, let's be honest here. Like, they could have had Cristiano Ronaldo. He's been offered by Jorge Mendes for a while now. But they decided to stick with Cavani. I'm sure of it. Because if Ronaldo's been unhappy, he's been unhappy for a while. But they chose to stick with Cavani. And I will just say this. Cavani, I love you. I think you're a great player, and I'm happy we still have you. But to bring Ronaldo back to United would have been an amazing storyline. And Cavani didn't even want to stay with us. He wanted to go back to South America. Like, why wouldn't they bring him back?
Do we know how much Ronaldo wanted to come back to Manchester United at this moment in time?
I mean, if he's willing to go back to City.
Yeah, but City are better positioned right now to win the Champions League.
Agreed.
So who's a better team, Juventus or Man United?
Man United. Bigger team, probably Man United. Better team, it's debatable.
It's debatable, right? But it's not. It's not like a. It's not like a for sure thing that you could say like 2-3 years ago. Juventus were the way better team.
Yeah, definitely.
Agreed.
Like Man United have caught up a little bit.
Yeah, they've definitely caught up. But I think even on that point, like 2-3 years from now, Ronaldo's 39, 40.
It's a disgrace. I get it. It's business, but it's a disgrace, Ronaldo. And if you do it, you're turning your back on the club that made you. And I think that's just like irresponsible. And it's sad. It's sad that you're willing to go play for Manchester City just for trophies.
I mean, he sees Messi going to PSG. Obviously, that got in his head. He wants to compete with Messi. He wants to get more trophies than him. I think that's really what this is about, right?
But don't worry, Ronaldo. You can go to Manchester City. You're just not winning the Champions League because they don't have a history of winning. You went to a club in Manchester United that had a history of winning. We won the treble in 1999. Man City hasn't done anything. They've won the Premier League, fair enough. You can win an FA Cup. You can win the Community Shield. You can literally win the Panera Bread Trophy. I don't give a crap.
And you're Leicester.
Sure, but you're not winning the Champions League. Go sell your soul.
Also, when I think about it and put it in perspective, it's just kind of when I put myself in those shoes, or like if Chasen were to put himself in those shoes, and like Harry Kane wasn't leaving for Manchester City, but he was leaving for like Tottenham, not Tottenham, for Chelsea.
Yeah.
Then that would have probably stung pretty badly. If whoever Arsenal have right now, or in the past had left, which they had many a time, they get hated. People hate them.
It's like Sol Campbell,
Van
man.
Persie, Cesc Fabregas. I don't think
this is not nearly as bad as Sol Campbell.
Yeah, no.
Not nearly as bad. Sol Campbell literally said he was going to sign an extension with us.
Well,
let it expire and want to Arsenal for free.
Soulless Campbell.
Soulless Campbell, mate. Ugh, don't get me started on him.
I don't know, man. Ronaldo, it's a tough situation, but we'll see how it is. But another news. Huge news of the day as well. Real Madrid put in a $170 million bid. Their second bid, because their first one for 160 got rejected.
Right.
For Kylian Mbappe. But let me ask you a question here. I'm kind of listening to the Gab and Jules podcast earlier today, and Gab was talking about how it doesn't make sense for Real Madrid to put in this bid knowing that he can walk away on a free in a year. Does this make any sense to get him right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think Madrid as a brand and also La Liga as a whole as a brand has really kind of suffered since Ronaldo left a couple years ago for Madrid specifically, and Barca and the league as a whole since Messi left. They're kind of lacking in stars, and I think Madrid need that Galactico signing and get them back on track. Like, they've made a lot of these kind of smart signings that are like working out pretty well. A signing like Rodrigo, a free signing like Alaba, who seems like he's going to be good. Vinicius, I think they got from cheap from Brazil, who's turned out pretty well, but they haven't really made that Galactico signing in a couple years, and I think it makes sense for them. On the fee point, I was listening to Sky News this morning. Sky Kava, I think is his name. You guys know who he is? Basically, what happened is I think Madrid put in an initial offer of 150 million that PSG rejected because PSG wanted at least 180 that they paid to buy him back. Because I guess there's some clause in the contract.
Yeah, they still owe Monaco money.
Yeah, there's a clause in the contract to where if he leaves, they have to pay Monaco I think an additional 140 million euros.
No, it's 30. It's 35.
Oh, it's only 35.
It's a 35, yeah.
Oh, I'm stupid. Never mind. But yeah, they still owe Monaco money. So essentially, they just wanted that money back out of Mbappe, and that's why the offer was as big as it is.
Okay, that makes sense. Now that you say that makes more sense because when PSG turned on 160 million, he's also on the last year of his contract, isn't he?
Right.
Yeah, they can't ask for that much.
Which is kind of nuts. Yeah, they can't ask for that much. But I think, like Jason said, it's the brand. La Liga's brand right now is pretty bad, and it's kind of suffering. I also think Real Madrid can spend that money, and I feel like one, they're usually thinking like with their Galactico signings, kind of short term. But this would be like, I don't know. I feel like it's also flexing some spending power that like Real Madrid can spend the money.
Right.
And I really do genuinely believe that Perez wants to get better right now, and he doesn't want to wait that 1 year. But I don't know. I feel like it does seem kind of dumb in retrospect.
I disagree, actually. I think that Florentino isn't trying to spend this money. I think he knows that PSG are going to reject it because everyone's reporting that 220 million is the magic number to get it done. And I think that Florentino really wants – what he wants to do is he wants to flex his muscle. He wants to show PSG like, oh, yeah, I'll bid this money. I know you guys are going to reject it. But, like, I just want you to know that we're going to have your best player. And you can have him for this year. You can enjoy it. But he's coming to us. And then also on a side note, Leonardo, I don't know if y'all heard his press conference on Bein Sports. This guy, you are a clown, mate. Yeah. Saying that like, oh my gosh, like Mbappe promised us that he would never leave the club on a free and like shedding tears and like making him seem like the villain just for a PR stunt. Like, What is wrong with you? Like you literally, and you're calling out Real Madrid for, contacting their players or contacting your players before they even sign a contract. Like, what did you do with, the other, you literally do this to everyone. You do this all the time. It's called the transfer market. Don't cry when this stuff happens to you. Like it's a disgrace. Like you're literally a joke. And then it's just, I don't like it. I think that Mbappe needs to get out the club, but I think that he should leave on a free because Leonardo and PSG is just as a whole. I just think it's an antic show with the club. It's a whole other antic. They signed Messi and then now, because Mbappe wants to get out of their shadow. He wants to do what Neymar did when he's at Barcelona. He wants to have his own club. And I understand that. But you can't be mad at Mbappe when the person you brought in to mentor him was Neymar.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's all a mess. I mean, just to ask you guys a question. Do you think Madrid, 2 questions. Is Madrid the favorite to win La Liga and even the Champions League this year with Mbappe on their team? And then I guess the second point is, would they be better served if they spent that 150 million improving the squad around it and then bringing Mbappe in on a free next year? Or do you think it's important to bring him in now, get him integrated into the club, the environment?
I think it's important to get Mbappe in now, or Mbappe in at some point and kind of improve things. But I do think that money could be spent better around the team.
Save the money. Invest in some players next year. You get Mbappe on a free. You can get Frank Kessié on a free if he doesn't re-up his contract. Like, there's people out there. Pogba's going to be on a free. Camavinga could be on a free. Like, Real Madrid, you could do some damage. And I'm actually, like, really excited for the prospects. You have Vinicius. You have Benzema still. Your old guard is kind of going out. Like, Bale's going to be gone. Marcelo's going to be gone. Modric will have 1 year left on his contract. Kroos. Yeah, they have a lot of potential. But be smart. You literally are in a crisis right now. You saw your brother club, Barcelona. You saw what they're going through. Don't be an idiot. Or sister club. And don't spend that money. Like, you can get them on a free, and you know it.
Yeah.
I agree. And I think there's more pressing issues. They just lost Ramos and Varane. They have David Alaba, who did not look good in the Levante game, and then they have Militao and Nacho at center back. Their right back has been Lucas Vasquez for the past like 4 or 5 years on and off with Danny Carvajal.
He's been pretty good, honestly.
He's
Lucas
been
Vasquez.
pretty good, but and then you have a really, really aging midfield who has been aging for a while, and they've still been really good, but now they're like aging.
Yeah, they're old.
The only part of the team that looks promising and young and still prolific is your front three.
And even that's kind of suffering.
Yeah, even that's kind of suffering. But I mean, Benzema still looks incredible actually this past year.
Yeah, he's world class.
And Vinicius just this like beginning of the season looks really good. And I don't know where you want to put Mbappe in general and spend that 150 million just to improve your front line when the foundation is suffering.
How bad do you think it's going to be for Kylian if he stays the whole season in Paris?
I think it'll be fine, to be honest.
Yeah.
I honestly think he'll shine because he's the younger,
He's the
more
crown and the
prolific
jewel,
one.
or he's the jewel in the crown for them.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the abuse from the fans and stuff. Because like he's getting booed at every home game now.
I think it'll slowly die down toward the middle of the season. And if Mbappe can deliver for PSG in his last year, then I think he'll be – if he can win the Champions League, he'll for sure be fine, I think. Because that's just what they want. Even the fans want it so badly now.
Right.
I think definitely it's an interesting situation to watch. I think that – I mean, people were saying – there was literally a tweet from Fabrizio saying that there's a really good chance that he might leave this window now. And they're getting closer and, like, the talks are being positive. So – we'll see what ends up happening, but we'll keep you guys updated from anything that we see or hear. We'll be back in just 1 sec. Welcome back. All right. We're going to get straight into it. Harry Kane is staying at Tottenham. What the heck? What's going on?
He's one of our own. He's one of our own. Harry Kane. He's one of our own.
This is what I mean when I think that PSG fans are going to completely forgive Mbappe.
Nah, bro. This is just our Tottenham TV segment.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Does Tottenham even have their own TV channel? Oh, wait. They don't.
Why would
You're
we have a
right.
TV
Yeah, sorry.
channel?
They have a channel. Come on.
We have,
They have to
we have
a YouTube channel.
N17 Live. We have N17 Live. Catch them on Twitter every once in a while.
Yeah.
But no, like I think I don't know. You guys probably didn't watch the Wolves game on Saturday because I think United was playing at the same time.
Yeah. I know it was a 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Didn't get up.
But during that game and even before the game, I saw videos on Twitter when Harry Kane was getting off the bus. It wasn't even Spurs fan. It was Wolves fans that were like booing him when he got off the bus to go into the game. When he came on in the 70th minute,
I'd boo him too.
The Wolves fans were booing him, and I don't remember any of the chants off the top of my head, but they were just sending chants their way, and the Spurs fans actually stepped in and defended him, and you know, were chanting for him, cheering him, and you know, I think the next day that's when he announced he was going to stay. As I've always kind of said at the beginning, I didn't see this happening just because of the fact that City, for all the money that they have, weren't willing to offer what Kane was worth. And Levy's a strong negotiator. He's not going to come off his number. City didn't even come close to his number. But, yeah, I think the one thing I will say is I think Harry Kane and whoever runs his PR really do not know what they're doing at all.
It's an absolute shambles, mate.
It's horrible. I said this a couple weeks ago, but his statement that he put out on Twitter about why he missed the first 5 days of training was completely stupid, and it made us fans look like we were stupid. And his statement the other day, like, I thought it was good. I thought that was the right thing to do, but something I brought up before is after we beat City, he normally put out a tweet, nice game, boys, good win, whatever. He didn't put out a tweet after a City game. But, of course, after the Wolves game, when he comes on and he knows he's going to stay, he puts out a tweet. So all I will say is, Harry Kane, I love you. I'm happy you're going to stay. But, you know, I haven't forgotten what you've done. And the Spurs fans haven't forgotten either.
Before we get into the PR thing, I feel like this is slightly different from the Mbappe thing because Tottenham fans are ever so grateful for what Harry Kane has done for them.
100%.
And also, they understand the circumstances more. So they understand that Harry Kane wanted to leave to win trophies and to go out and win trophies. And what sucks about, like, right now is that Harry Kane is in no better position, I guess, in England to win trophies than he would be anywhere else, if that made any sense.
Yep.
So all the Italian clubs, he's not going to win anywhere there. No one can afford him. In Spain, they're not going to win anything anytime soon in terms of the Champions League. Maybe Real Madrid, but That's probably a project that's going to happen soon, a rebuilding project. Bayern Munich have Lewandowski, and there's just nowhere else for him to go. And I think Manchester City was the right progression for him, and I think Tottenham fans understand that, and they also understand what happened with the transfer business.
Right.
I think I was reading that their first offer, Manchester City's first offer, was 75 million plus 25 on add-ons.
An absolute slap in the face. Whoever's running City, like, F you guys. Pep Guardiola, F you. I hate you, Pep Guardiola. I hate you, City board. You think you're going to try to Daniel Levy? No, you're not going to come and give us 10 cents on the dollar offer for Harry Kane.
That was a good line.
And think we're going to accept him.
Julian Laurent from ESPN said that they today on the show that they actually did offer 150.
They offered 150 million euros, not pounds. With the conversion, it's about 125 million pounds.
My man's 28 years old, going to be 29 next year.
We're not going to argue about the valuation, Carlos. The value is the value.
My man's ankles are falling off as we speak.
The value is the value. The value is the value.
The dude's made out of, like, paper.
Kind of in between. The value is the value right now, but when he has 2 years on his contract, what is the value of Harry Kane?
Nothing.
Yeah, what do we gain by keeping Harry Kane this year? Potentially
Nothing.
Champions League,
Nothing.
potentially a trophy. If we lose him next year, what? They're going to pay 125, so it's 25 million pounds.
No.
That depends on Daniel Levy.
He's not even worth 100 mil next year.
I think next year, depending on how he does this year and his fitness record this year, it'll be anywhere from like 90 million to probably 125. But 125 is still pretty steep for someone with.
I was reading today that Harry Kane has started negotiations with Tottenham on a contract extension. That's what I was reading. Harry Kane, please sign up. I mean, I think he realized this. This was his window to go. City did not come with the money necessary. And also, here's what I will say. Even if City did offer the 150 million, like Julian Laurent says, also he's not a reliable.
Jules is very reliable.
He is not reliable. He is not reliable when men like Fabrizio Romano said no, they didn't offer more than 125.
Ciao, Fabri.
Okay. What I will say is if they're coming to us in the last week of the window with 150 million, when Lautaro Martinez is not on the market anymore, who we wanted, who Dusan Vlahovic is not on the market anymore, who we wanted as a replacement, like, F them. They knew the price tag. These conversations were had in the spring, in April, in March, in May, before the Euros. City thought, we're going to wait. We're going to get the Jack Grealish deal done, and then we're going to go to them with a week left and offer them this 10 cents on the dollar deal to get them to sign because they're Tottenham, and they're going to be pushed around. No.
It's just Tottenham,
No.
It's just Tottenham, lads.
Also, the one thing I will say is Pep Guardiola has been nothing but disrespectful to Spurs in the media or anything about this. Didn't give us any credit when we beat them. They cannot beat us at all at home. They can't beat us. They haven't beat us.
They won the league, mate.
They haven't beat us in London in 3 years. They can't beat us right now.
But they won the league,
mate. The Carabao Cup. They did beat them in London in the last 3 years.
They did beat you in the Carabao Cup. In the one trophy y'all had.
They can't beat us at the lane.
In the one trophy y'all could have won.
Y'all
couldn't win the game. Nah, man. I don't want to hear it. Ignore this blasphemy that you guys have heard, ladies and gentlemen. Harry Kane has been a disgrace. At first, I was backing the lad. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look outside those trash cans outside your house, Harry Kane's PR team might be living there, so you might want to go check that. Because you know what? They are garbage. It is ridiculous. And now Harry Kane, I get it. You didn't want to be at Tottenham. Daniel Levy's a snake, Voldemort, whatever you want to call him. He literally held you hostage. We talked about this on our first episode. I get it. You don't want to be there. But if you're going to hold out completely. It's kind of like at the NFL. You know what? Le'Veon Bell held out a full year. That's commitment. Harry Kane, if you don't want to play for Tottenham Hotspur, which I want to play for them either, you leave, bro.
I don't think you can do that.
No.
Yes, you can, man.
No.
Okay, but let me be honest with you. Harry Kane, you're already going to get screwed over either way. You're England's captain. You're Tottenham's captain. You're a well-liked guy. No one wants to see you to go to City. City's like the dark side. No one wants to see that. We get it. But you want to win stuff. Okay, you're not going to win shit at Tottenham. We all understand that.
We're winning a cup this year.
Bro, you aren't even going to win the Telecommunications League. Paco Rabanne beat you guys. With
our second team.
I'd literally take the field over you guys.
I saw a tweet saying that
Paco Rabanne smashed Tottenham.
Jorge Mendes, Mino Raiola, and plenty of others would get this deal over the line for Harry Kane. And I kind of agree with that. Harry Kane's agent is his dad, yeah? Or his
No,
brother?
it's brother, Charlie Kane, bro. He literally is, in agent terms, he's literally Charlie Austin, bro. He's garbage.
What do we think about that? Was good. What do we think about these family agents? Because I completely agree with that tweet. I think a bigger agent would have gotten this deal over the line.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think a follow-up tweet said that a bigger agent wouldn't have let Harry Kane sign that 6-year deal when he was, 20?
Of course, but that's not
24,
Charlie Kane's
25?
fault. He had previous representation beforehand.
Yep.
Okay.
That's
But
Harry
whoever
Kane's fault.
whoever that previous representation is,
That's Harry Kane's fault. That's
tied
why they're
him
fired.
down.
And let me just say this, ladies and gentlemen. This guy literally didn't show up. He showed up late. He put up a dumb tweet explaining why he was late. It was stupid. All the fans knew he wanted to leave. Just be honest, bro. If you want to leave, leave. And then now you come back and are asking for a new contract, or your brother's putting that out in the media. So now you want to come back and ask for a new contract? I'm not even a Spurs fan. But how dumb is your representation? Oh, yeah, well, they didn't sell us, so let's get more money. Let's get more money at a Tottenham. Like, nah, fam, that's not how it works. If I'm Daniel Levy, I'll be like, not a cent more for you. Show me that you can actually play.
No. I mean,
Yes, bro.
Carlos, it's
He
different.
disrespected the badge, mate.
I get it, but like Harry Kane literally is bigger than the club right now.
That's great. That's great. And what has it done for you guys? What has Harry Kane done for Tottenham? What has he won? What has he won?
In objective terms, not much, but subjectively, he's worth more than any other Tottenham player that they've had in the Premier League era.
And
Agreed, 100%.
Who wins out of this love triangle? Who wins? City doesn't win. City doesn't get the player. Harry Kane doesn't win. He's disgruntled for the rest of the season, doesn't get his move. And Tottenham doesn't win because they're not winning this season. On top of that, he's losing valuation year after year. Just wait. One more ankle injury this season, you're not going to get even close to what you would have gotten this year. You were probably going to get maybe 80 million if you're lucky.
I agree with that last point, but also I think that Tottenham have a decent chance of pushing for top 4, a decent chance. I do agree with you that the valuation will probably be down.
It's not going to be 100 mil. I can guarantee you that. You can literally put a bet. I mortgaged my house on that crap.
I give more credit to Pochettino for pulling Spurs out of being the banter club of the top 6, but also along with Harry Kane, they actually brought Tottenham a much better period than they've had in a really long time. Now you can look at everything objectively and be like they've won nothing, but Tottenham have overtaken so many teams in terms of how they're run. Tottenham used to be like with Everton in the early 2000s, before 2010, as like kind of a team that might finish in the Europa League spots, but they might finish lower, and just barely they can sneak into a Champions League spot if Chelsea win the Champions League.
Well, I mean, they literally had to put the telecommunications league for Tottenham.
And now Tottenham is a bigger club who's actually making signings and have, are in a much better place than they were before Harry Kane. And I think
100%.
a lot of that is due to Pochettino, but some of that credit has to go to Harry Kane.
100%. And like we have world-class players in our team. Like Heung-min Son is like not the most expensive player, but you could argue he's maybe even the second most expensive or most valuable player Tottenham has had in the Premier League era.
Gareth Bale. Does anyone remember him? Does anyone remember Gareth Bale?
Yeah.
Does anyone remember him? Or Luka Modric? Does anyone remember him?
I would probably put Heung-min Son
Or Michael Carrick
in the top 5.
Top 5 for sure.
That's a stretch.
Harry Kane really, I think it's him almost mostly, and also Pochettino, but he's really brought us like Theo said, he's brought us from being on that same level as Everton, as even maybe West Ham, to being kind of up there in the same breath as United, as City, as Chelsea, as Liverpool, and as Arsenal. Like we're in that. We're like actually in that 6 now.
But let me tell you, Son, Lucas Moura, all these players around Harry Kane when he came in, how'd you guys get those guys? What big cash influx did you guys have?
Champions League.
No,
we literally made
No,
Champions League.
None of those signings except for Eriksson came from the Gareth Bale.
but what I'm trying to say is like it came after a period that you sold your best player.
It came after a period that you sold your best player, but at the same time, they brought Pochettino in from Southampton, which is a good bit of business.
Yep.
And also, they had Harry Kane come from nowhere from the youth academy.
But
and
like
then
maybe this is the time.
on loan at Norwich.
Maybe this is the time to let him go. Cash in, get your money.
Yeah, I think it's debatable.
I mean,
it probably is the
Start
time.
new at Tottenham. There's good talent there. You don't need Harry Kane. Obviously, he's great. He helps you guys out. But if you guys aren't really going to win anything, what's the point of keeping him?
It's tough to make one last thing. It's tough to because that definitely can be an argument you make. But at this point, like, no one can make that argument because you can only do so much about Daniel Levy.
100%.
And he's gonna.
Daniel Levy, you're still a snake, bro. We
He's
even forgot about you.
He's gonna keep Harry Kane there. So right now, you just have to play the cards that you're dealt.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I will say is I really have been pleasantly surprised and enjoyed kind of what Paratici has done this window as our new director of football, and I think kind of a big part of what he's done is actually convince Harry Kane to stay or like kind of prevent that. I think it probably came as much from him as from Levy, kind of it not happening. But with that being said, like yeah, what you're saying, Carlos, makes a lot of sense and it's great. But if that's the point, if that's like what we're gonna do, that needs to happen before the Euros, or if not before the Euros,
and
right
that's
after the
issue,
Euros.
and that's the issue.
That's the issue, yeah. And like I don't think that's necessarily our fault. I think that's more on City because I would bet my mortgage on the fact that City had conversations with Tottenham at the end of the season last year, understood what the valuation was, understood what we wanted, and they kind of dragged their feet. Let's be honest, City dragged their feet on this. They went and got the Grealish deal done like that, super easy, and they put in a half-hearted bid of like 100 million added up, but it's really only 75 base. Like a couple weeks ago now, so that gives us barely any time to bring in a replacement. And then they upped it a little bit, I guess, to 150 million euros like last week.
A little bit, that's a lot.
It was 150
That's a
million.
lot, bro.
That's
a lot.
That's 20 million pounds.
In a post-COVID, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, post-COVID, but they have enough money to go pay 100 million for Grealish. Here's my problem with City.
It's oil money, bro.
Here's my problem with City. First of all, financial fair play just doesn't apply to them.
It's because of COVID right now, but it's gonna come back.
It doesn't.
It's never done anything, to be honest.
Yeah. Doesn't apply to them. And the second thing is, if you want Harry Kane, I know you have the money. Pay up. You paid 100 million for Grealish. If you really value Kane, you don't get Grealish, and you get Kane for the 150 million. And if I'm City, 150 million for Kane is more valuable and more worth it than 100 million for Grealish.
I will say this
every day of the week.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that since Pep Guardiola, and this is for you, Theo, since you brought it up, 2023, Pep Guardiola recently announced that that's when he wants to leave City. Do you think this is the management, the hierarchy at Manchester City saying, we need to think more long-term future for the club and maybe get a Haaland next year instead of wasting all the money on Harry Kane? Because they're probably like 150 million is the most we're going to go. After that, Guardiola, sorry, but like we need to like protect the club. What do you think?
Yeah, you could definitely say that. I also think on that same point that Manchester City, it may seem like they have an unlimited amount of cash, but they probably don't. And financial fair play will obviously be coming back, like you said, and they need to balance their books somehow. So I think 150 million is pretty steep right now after Jack Grealish, after COVID.
Of course, yeah.
And with Pep Guardiola leaving, if they don't win right now and before 2023, then they could be screwed looking for a manager. I don't think like that's screwed, but they do have to think a little more long term.
How short? Because if you're gonna get Ronaldo, we'll go back to him for like a little bit.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get Ronaldo, you're thinking very short term.
Yeah, you're thinking this next year or year or two that you're going to win the Champions League with Pep Guardiola.
Because that's what Juventus tried to do with their aging squad, and look what happened to them. Now they're in a full-blown transition.
Yeah, that's true. I think Manchester City have a much younger and probably much better squad than
much
Juventus
younger.
had.
I mean, Ruben Diaz, left back, you don't have a solution. Right back, I mean, it's good. You have Cancelo and Walker, and they're getting up there in age.
Getting up there. You still have John Stones. You still have Ruben Diaz. Ederson's decently
Ederson's
young.
good. Yeah, no, they have a good core. They just don't have like that striker.
Yeah, that's the issue. I think if they were to take a punt on Ronaldo, then the short term, I mean, it may work, but even if it doesn't work, they still have a really good foundation for that. And plus, they have way more money and resources than Juventus would ever have, which is tough.
Yeah, that is crazy. It's crazy. We'll see what ends up happening with these stories. Obviously, Harry Kane.
Do you think he ever gets the move, whether it's to City or just somewhere else next summer? Or do you
he will. I think next summer he'll leave. But
so?
I don't think Tottenham's going to get the money that they want.
I think he does leave actually next summer or the year after that.
I just don't. The thing with me with Tottenham, I'm going to be honest with you, the real reason why I don't like him staying is because I don't see you guys winning anything with him. And I think that the money right now is too good. I get it. You guys want 175, 200 mil, but it's not realistic. I get it. They spent the money on Jack Grealish. They could have given you that money, but it didn't happen.
You just need that money earlier. You need that money to go out and find a replacement for a
Well,
hole.
of course,
no.
Tottenham everyone gets screwed in this situation. No one wins.
Yeah.
You could say that Tottenham wins, but in reality, if they're just going to sell them next year and they don't win anything this year, did they really end up winning?
Yeah.
I think last bit of food for thought. I think I was listening to the Arsenal's Athletic podcast, and someone I follow on Twitter, James McNicholas, was saying, why do teams hold out until the very end of the transfer window to make these signings? Because it does seem like no one wins in that scenario. And it's usually because that's what the deal is. So they paid the $100 million for Jack Grealish, probably because Aston Villa was much easier to work with than Tottenham, and they had already started making signings.
And they had an agreement in paper, in the contract.
So it was much easier to pursue that. And I think this was the deal that they could kind of hold out, and maybe at the end of this transfer window, if Harry Kane still held out, then they could probably get the deal done for like $130 million or something like that. But I don't know, it just didn't work out, and they're up against a much more stubborn person than we had thought in Daniel Levy. So
yeah, I mean, Daniel Levy, like I've heard this from multiple people, multiple different sources. Like Daniel Levy's the hardest person to deal with in international football in terms of transfers. So, I mean, it was always going to be a hard strategy for City to pull off to try to hold out on Daniel Levy. Because it's not going to work. Levy doesn't care about being the bad guy. He has his price point. He has what he wants. And if you don't meet it, like, it's not gonna happen. So,
well, we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. But moving on. The Champions League draw was today, guys. Hey, what? That's crazy. I know. It's ridiculous, guys. What do you guys know? What group Arsenal are in? Or what about Tottenham? Or what group are y'all in?
Arsenal, Tottenham, Bayer Leverkusen, and Monaco are all in Group L.
Yeah,
I saw that on Twitter.
I don't know what group we're in
Sorry
yet. We
for
haven't had the draw yet for the Europa Conference League, but
the Telecommunications League.
Europa Conference League, yeah.
Did the Europa League have the draw?
I don't think so.
Is Arsenal in the Europa League?
No.
No. Actually, now that I think about it, neither of us are in that league. So
good joke, Carlos.
Oh wow. Well, sorry guys, we don't have any Europa League news for you or Telecommunications League news for you.
We're really not going to cover the Europa League. That's so sad.
Well, it's because Tottenham wasn't good enough, and neither were you guys.
Think about it.
Who's in the Europa League for England teams?
Since 2013, all of our teams have been in the Europa League.
Damn.
And it's only recently you gotten to the.
No, we were in the Champions League for like a good 3 or 4 years. We were in the Champions League.
It's only recently that Manchester United fans have gotten this type of entitlement for making the Champions League once in the last 7 years.
No, we made it 2 years in a row now.
2 years in a row
under Ole.
And it was only because
Ole got a freestyle.
Bruno Fernandes was your savior.
No, it's
he
been
did.
Like,
no, he did.
Been like 3 out of the last 4 years at least.
Yeah,
right?
3 out of the 4. We have been 3 of the last 4.
The joke is, the point is, you've been the joke, and now we're the butt of the joke. So we can't talk. But
hey, yo, mate.
I mean, yeah.
Don't forget about those times that you were the butt of the joke.
Arsenal fans don't even know what the Champions League are. Like they haven't been in the Champions League since George Washington was in office.
Unless you were 4 years old, you have not seen Arsenal play in the Champions League.
And if you don't know who George Washington is, please go to school, guys. Please.
Yeah, to our UK.
We advocate education.
Yep.
Not in this country.
Or for our UK listeners, when Winston Churchill was in office, guys.
Back on topic.
There
Back on topic. United are not getting out of their group again. Can you believe that?
I'm actually scared about this. We have United, Villarreal, Atalanta, and Young Boys. Now this is actually like a club team in Switzerland, guys. Remember that. Okay. Moving on. Basically, Villarreal, you know what you're getting with them. You get the good evening master, Unai Emery. We're going to see what happens.
Boy.
Tactically very astute.
They're very astute. Atalanta, great team. They have Gasperini.
I mean, we rated Atlanta, bro. So I don't think they're going to be the
Atalanta,
same.
bro.
We rated them, mate.
It's not Atlanta.
We got their best center back and we got their number one keeper. So I don't know if they're going to be the same.
And we took Amad Diallo.
And you guys took their best young winger, so
we should be looking over there to steal.
Honestly, I could see Manchester United finding up a way to fuck this up.
You could see
they'll find a way to not qualify because they did last year.
No, I think they will. To be honest, I think they should finish top of the group. by their standards.
I agree.
But they always find a way not to finish top of the group.
Even if they don't finish top, they should finish at least second.
I
Just
mean-
the third place team doesn't go through at all, no.
Do you see? I saw a quote today from Pogba. I don't know if you saw it, but he basically just said that like United have Champions League Varane now, so like they're expecting to win the Champions League. So,
No,
You
we're
know-
winning it. We're winning it this year, mate. If we get out the group stage, you can. But if we get out the group stage, that's the hard part for us.
yeah, I mean, I think Varane's definitely gonna help you guys. You guys should definitely get out of the group. I think you'll make a good run. I think Varane's experience in the Champions League will actually work to your guys' benefit.
Give us Barcelona, Real Madrid in the group in the round of 16. We'll slap them up real quick, or give us Sheriff, bro. We'll show the Sheriff what's good, bro.
That's the good thing right now because if you draw like if you finish top of your group and you draw someone like a Barcelona or a Real Madrid or maybe like I don't know, Juventus, I have faith that United
We'll slap them up.
Should win.
We'll slap them up.
Because I remember thinking this a couple years ago with Liverpool. I was like, if Liverpool draw Barcelona in the group in the round of 16 or something like that, who's winning? Because that was when Liverpool were coming up and Barcelona still looked like they were good.
Yeah, Barcelona.
So I think this is the best year for Manchester United to make it out of the group and finish top of their group so they can play
Group A.
not Chelsea,
Man
not Bayern
City
Munich.
and Paris Saint-Germain.
Leipzig.
Leipzig.
And
What are y'all
Club-
thinking about that?
Club Brugge.
Club Rouge.
Carlos, you've made up this accent.
You made up this accent, mate.
All right, let's go. What,
Spit on your mic.
What are we thinking? I currently spit on my mic, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for this.
I mean, let's hope that City goes to or Ronaldo goes to City, and we get to see Messi versus Ronaldo this twice.
I would love to see
Twice
that.
in the
How
group
fun!
stage.
How great!
I mean, Group A's going to be really interesting because I think PSG and City are kind of the two favorites to win. So we might get a bit of a finals preview early on.
Yeah.
In this.
What about Chelsea? The Blues.
Yeah, Chelsea. Goodness.
I don't
Chelsea.
know.
I don't think Chelsea would be the favorites in terms of like the bookies or
But
ESPN.
they have Romelu Lukaku.
But I feel like they're probably next in line after PSG and Manchester City to win the Champions League.
100%.
That's crazy.
They already figured out how to beat Manchester City if that holds firm.
Yeah.
And I think they could probably beat PSG. They could probably give PSG a really, really good game. And if they lose, it'll be because of the star power of PSG.
What about a Group B?
Group B's real interesting too. You got Pathetico. You got Liverpool.
But Atletico. They won the league last year, mate.
Oh, sorry.
Tottenham didn't win the league.
Sorry, Atletico. Sorry. They got Liverpool, Portuguese giants, Porto.
Who are now? Wait, hold on. Well, on that note, I saw you wrote this in our notes. Portugal's now the 5th best league in Europe. They overtook Liga.
I don't think so.
Wait, before we get to that, Jason, keep up with your point.
Oh yeah, I mean, and the last point is Milan. I think Group B's possibly the most interesting because I kind of think that Atletico, Liverpool, Milan, and even Porto, I think they're all like fairly even. I could see any 4 of these teams kind of making it out, and any 4 really winning it. So I think Group B is going to be really interesting. I have Liverpool finishing first, and then Atletico second, Milan third, Porto fourth. But
I have a little bit different. I have Atletico finishing first and Milan finishing second.
Ooh, you don't think Liverpool will make it out the group?
Liverpool, mate. Y'all in Merseyside are going to be enjoying your Thursday nights, guys. Y'all will be enjoying your Thursday nights, so have fun in the Europa League, mate.
They're going to enjoy the Emmerdale Cup, mate.
The Emmerdale Cup, mate. Yes, of course. Any thoughts on Sheriff, guys? Are they making it out of the group?
Who did Sheriff beat in the qualifying rounds? It was a good team. I
Where are
promise
they
it was a good
from?
team.
They're from the police station, bro.
Moldova? Is it Moldova?
They're from Moldova?
Now I want to look up FC
They literally
Sheriff.
have like a little badge, like the sheriff badge.
I think it's cool.
If anyone knows like any information on how this club team came about,
They are
let us
from
know.
Moldova.
Moldova, yeah. They're called their full name is FC Sheriff Tiraspol.
They beat Dinamo Zagreb.
Oh wow!
Zagreb.
3-0.
Oh wow!
Zagreb knocked us out of the.
Yeah, I was gonna
Europa
say,
League.
didn't Pagos Ferreira of the
We're not on the conference league.
Pagos
Let's keep going
Ferreira
on.
of the Croatian league beat you guys?
No.
I think
No, actually, you were putting disrespect on Passos de Ferreira. You just said Portugal is the 5th best league in Europe, and Passos de Ferreira finished 5th in that league.
So
what you're saying is that it's actually a pretty good team.
Pretty good team. According to the UEFA club coefficient rankings, not club coefficient, like league coefficient rankings, I guess, Portugal have overtaken France in league ranking by like a couple coefficient points. I'm not sure how they do it completely, but I think with France, they have six out of 6 clubs in the European leagues, and I think it's 6 out of 6 because it just started.
So what you're saying is that the Portuguese farmers beat the French farmers.
The Portuguese league have beaten the French league, but I think also those leagues, all the leagues in particular, are much closer than we think. Like
I agree.
We put England on this pedestal, but I think it's like all pretty close.
Agreed.
Where's the MLS in the UEFA coefficient?
Let me look at full standings.
Yeah, let's see where this is at.
Well, no, MLS wouldn't be in there. UEFA's Europe.
Good stuff.
Oh,
This is true.
But they'd definitely be like first.
Well, let's see who's next. So we have
Would be first.
we have France at 6. We have Netherlands at
you
7.
think the MLS is better than the Ukrainian league?
Hell
no.
At 8, Scotland. Yeah. So I think the MLS would either be
they're not better
slightly above Scotland or below Scotland, in between Austria.
They're
and
not
Scotland.
better than the Austrian Bundesliga.
I think they could.
If you put Leipzig in the MLS, they slap up everyone.
Leipzig, Salzburg.
You're talking about Salzburg.
Same thing, bro.
Maybe. But then it's Russia after that. Russia's not a bad side. Not
Russia's
a bad
side.
sign.
That's surprising.
Yeah, Russia's at 10.
Ooh.
I think also it looks at teams that are in European competitions, and the points. I have no idea how they're ranked.
Well,
San Marino's at the bottom.
I think the only way they would do it
Do you
is
agree with that?
the only way they would like be able to compare these leagues is how their teams do within European competitions, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't honestly think that the MLS is better than the San Marino league.
I honestly.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about these rankings. This is also how they rank the Belgium at number 1 in terms of national team every year. So.
Oh, yeah, with Lukaku as your striker, really UEFA, really FIFA.
Is the MLS better than the Liga MX, the Mexican league?
Oh, that's a good one.
That's such a great question. And
in terms of Copa Libertadores, no.
Of course not.
Well, no, I think the MLS
They can never get past the
just
MLS.
beat the Mexican league.
Yeah,
All-Stars.
has there been a team in the MLS that's won the Champions League?
No, I don't think so.
None.
I think the team that got closest was
They got to the final.
FC Toronto that got to the final with Giovinco.
Oh.
And they ended up losing like 3-4-0. It might have been closer.
They couldn't do it in a cold night in Veracruz.
But I know also like MLS teams regularly struggle in like the cross, not continental. I guess the continental.
They probably get afraid when they go to Mexico.
Champions League.
What is that supposed to mean, dog?
CONCACAF Champions League.
Literally, I'm going to do a little advert right here. Mexico is the most beautiful country in the whole planet.
Visit Mexico.
You should visit Mexico. Honestly, it is a beautiful place, guys.
Please sponsor us,
and
Mexico.
the football there, el fútbol, and muy bonito.
Not as good as the U.S. apparently.
Speaking of which, the second
right
leg
now
of the
it's tough.
CONCACAF Champions League, and I think the only English team that's left is Philadelphia.
You
English
mean
team?
American team.
American team, sorry.
Philadelphia Union, hell yeah.
Philadelphia Union, who lost the first leg 2-0 to Club America.
Para Club America. Alrighty, we'll be right back, guys. Give us 1 second.
After this.
Alrighty, we're back. Guys, it is that time of the show. What are we looking forward to this week?
There's no camera. You didn't have to clap.
Oh, shit. All right, well, what are we looking forward to most this week? Anything?
I'm looking forward to Tottenham starting the league with 9 points out of 9.
Arsenal just won their League Cup second round tie against West Brom.
I saw that.
Which was
also,
very great.
On an Arsenal point, why is the Arsenal City game at 4:30 in the morning on Saturday? Are they just trying to hide Arsenal on like the early time slot so no one wakes up to watch it? Like, what's up with that?
I think usually a crunch time game will be like the prime time game. It'll be like 9:30 or 8:30 on a Sunday. Right. But usually a lot of the good games will be at like 4:30. It'll be the lunchtime kickoff for the England lads. So like if you're in England, it's the lunchtime kickoff. For us, it's the 4:30 or 4 a.m.
Maybe they want to hit the club afterwards.
I've watched a lot of like North London derbies at like 4 a.m. The day that I had I took my SAT, I woke up, watched Arsenal play Tottenham at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I fell asleep at halftime and woke up to Harry Kane scoring the winner, and we lost 2-1, and I did horribly on my SAT. So yeah, I think it's one of the big games. Is either like a 9:30, an 8:30 on Sunday, or a 4:30 in the morning, which is awful.
Are you gonna be waking up to watch it?
Yeah, I'll wake up to watch this one. Usually, if it's a big game, I'll wake up to watch it, and usually for an Arsenal game, I'll try to wake up to watch it anyway.
I'll be waking up to watch AFTV right after the game.
I'll try to wake up. I'd like to see City put a couple goals on. Honestly, I'd love to see. No. I mean, I was about to say I'd love to see a draw just because I hate City as much as Arsenal. I hate Pep Guardiola with a passion, but it's Arsenal, and I want you guys to get relegated. So hopefully you guys lose.
I like the hate.
Arsenal's not getting relegated.
I think hopefully we can take this momentum from this West Brom game. I think West Brom played their second team, but we played really well.
Who scored a hat-trick?
Aubameyang.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Wait,
Yeah.
You played West Brom's second team with your first team.
It was some young players and also some players returning from COVID. But
Okay.
I
mean, West Brom has been playing some pretty good football in the championship.
yeah, they're not bad. They're coming right back up. I think. I would.
And
love
they're going right back down.
If it wasn't Stoke, I'm happy. But so yeah, hopefully we can bring that momentum into this next City game and also not lose 3-0 like we have done in the past.
I'm
5
excited.
years.
I'm excited for Brentford to start their relegation campaign. These first 2 weeks have been a little bit of a nice encouraging start to the season. But you Brentford
They
fans
won last
wait.
weekend?
No, they tied with Crystal Palace in the game. That
4 points out of 6.
4
Tied
points
with-
out of 6 is great.
Tied with you lot. Tied with you lot at United.
It's about to be 4 out of 9.
You had Arsenal and
wait.
Crystal Palace. I think Brentford are a much better side than we think.
They're not.
Brentford
They're
deserved to
not.
win that game against Crystal Palace. Maybe
They-
deserved a bit start, but they played better.
They don't deserve anything. They deserve to be right back in the championship.
Carlos, you're a hater.
Interesting.
I'm not a hater. Y'all just ain't good.
Who do United play this weekend?
I think we're playing Pacos Ferreira.
You're a fake fan, Carlos.
Well, I think we're playing Pacos Ferreira this weekend.
Jason, who does Tottenham play?
We play
Pacos
Watford.
Ferreira.
I had the schedule up. So,
We play
United
Wolves.
played
We
Wolves.
play Wolves
Oh,
at home. We're gonna
That's another 2 points dropped at least, possibly 3.
huh? We're gonna slap them up.
No, you lot aren't as good. You guys aren't as good as Tottenham this year. You guys will drop points.
You know what this man told me? He told me that Tottenham was gonna finish ahead of United last season. They literally had to create a new conference, a new tournament.
We beat
so
you
that
guys
Tottenham could-
6-1.
And how did that?
6-1.
And what place did y'all end up in?
7.
Ladies and gentlemen, think about this. Picture in your head.
Jesus,
Close,
they beat
close
you
your
6-1.
Close your eyes
I
for a
forgot
second.
about
ladies and gentlemen.
that.
Close your eyes. Imagine this. Tottenham.
6-1.
They literally had to create the
6-1.
They literally had to create the European Telecommunications League, so
we-
that Tottenham would still be in Europe.
We
Daniel Levy literally had to go to UEFA and be like, "Please, can you make the European Telecommunications League so that we can be in Europe?
Yo,
Please."
I'm not saying my height. I'm not saying like the ideal height for a man. We beat y'all 6-1. This is not a height. This is not 6 feet 1 inch.
I will take 6
And what do
points.
we do when we went?
This is 6
And what did we
goals
do when
to
we went back to Tottenham?
1 goal to
What
United.
do you do? What did we do when we went back to the Hotspur Stadium? Whatever you guys call yourself.
It's called the
We
Lane.
slapped y'all up, mate. We slapped y'all up.
You know
And
what?
We won
what-
on
and we done-
aggregate.
We
We
slapped
won on
y'all up,
aggregate.
bro.
We won on aggregate.
Well, you know what we did? We slapped y'all up into next year because y'all season was over, bro. We literally slapped y'all up into next season because your season was over.
Carlos, they can hear your sound waves on my mic.
I think
Y'all still lost to
They-
Paco Rabanne, mate. Paco Rabanne.
Carlos, I think the
Y'all
fans.
lost to Paco Rabanne, mate.
We're gonna be
No, we
canceled.
didn't. We're through. I think they could hear you in England. You're screaming so loud. I reckon the United players are in training right now and are hearing your voice. Like they're like, "Yo, who is that?"
Mate.
You know what's hilarious? Liverpool played Chelsea in the primetime game at 9:30.
Oh, I mean that's why. I mean they don't want a non-toxic. They don't want to see Arsenal in, like.
Yeah, I know, and Arsenal's on
Non-toxic.
Peacock too, so it makes me think
It's
that
on
we suck even more.
Peacock?
Oh, you
Yeah, it
guys
is
are
on
on the
Peacock.
cock.
What?
You guys are on the cock, damn.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are 13.
Alrighty. On that note, this episode is over. Thank you guys for listening. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a good one.
Is
Leave
anyone
a
subscribed
comment.
to
Follow me on
Paramount?
Twitter.
Does
Love
anyone
you
have
guys.
Paramount Plus that we can all share?
I have a Paramount Plus.
No one has
You
Paramount
guys
Plus.
want
Oh,
it?
we're
Let's put a TV in here. I'll bring the TV. Let's put a TV in here. Let's watch the Champions
We'll
League.
do
and
some watch
Serie A.
alongs.
On Wednesdays?
Yeah.
Alrighty,
Yeah.
guys. Goodbye. See y'all.
Bye.